I can't tell if it's going or not. You know those old people. I think we're going. All right. Hopefully this is running. But anyways, and there's a cat that just jumped on the table. That's why it's moving around. But 3 years ago today, Stacey and I started a network marketing business. We had never done it before in our life. It was in 2012, October of 2012 we started it. And some people told us we were crazy. Hell, we even thought we were crazy. But we had never done it before. And one thing I want to start off with is thank you to all of our family, all of our friends, and our supporters that support us, our mentors, people that worked with us on this. It's been nothing short of an amazing, wild ride. And the reason we started it that time ago is because in 2008, the real estate market crashed. We had been just absolutely killing it in real estate, but so was everybody back then. But when the market crashed, things became very real for us. And what we figured out is that all of our savings we had saved up, our kids' college fund, the money we had in the stock market, our real estate, everything like that, it plummeted. And long story short, in 5 short years, we lost everything. And when things started to make a comeback, in fact, we're still digging out from it, but when the real estate made a comeback, a friend of ours approached us and wanted to introduce us to an attorney out of Baltimore, Maryland, who was looking to launch a business here in Central Ohio based around the deregulation of energy. And I knew a lot about it, not because I'm smart, but because I read smart people. And I knew Warren Buffett was a huge fan of energy deregulation, said it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. I'm like, I want to get in on this. Because I remember what happened back in the 80s when telecom deregulated. She's not old enough to remember it, but I do. I had friends who got in back then and didn't go the traditional route of going to college and things like that. And they became very wealthy and financially independent. So I talked
Why didn't you do it?
Talked her into it. I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't smart back then. Still not smart.
I just heard the wealthy.
Yeah, right. So we took a chance and we started this business 3 years ago today, and it's been amazing. Our why we wanted to do it is I wanted to rebuild my kids' college fund. One day I sat in a bank parking lot. As parents, listen to this. I sat in a bank parking lot and decided whether or not to cash our kids' 529 plan to keep our business afloat and to keep our family afloat. My gosh, talk about heart-wrenching. Poor kid from Cleveland. To me, that was the holy grail, not to be able to do that. And so that was our why. That's why we started this business on top of our real estate business while we did that. And what do you remember about it?
I remember, Jim saw this first, and it made complete sense to him. It took a little bit longer for me and Jim not being the one trying to sell it. But when we got started, it made a ton of sense, and we just wanted to start rebuilding what we had lost. But the team started growing really fast, and as a lot of you know us personally, we switched to short sales. You kind of make lemonade out of lemons, and what I realized, we're sitting at our kitchen table right here, right now. A lot of my appointments were at kitchen tables where people didn't want to give up their family home. Yeah. They didn't want to have to uproot their kids and put them in apartments, and sometimes worse, into family members' houses. And when we sat there, if they could have earned an extra $500 or $1,000 a month, they could have saved their family home. A lot of our team members that started joining the team, our plan B to just replace some savings and some stuff that we had depleted was their plan A. I mean, they really needed this. They needed to make mortgage payments. They needed to make car payments. They needed to buy food or school supplies. That's what we were dealing with as the team grew. So our why switched very, very fast, and it went away from helping us and our monetary needs and our goals to our team's dreams and their goals. We're blessed now. We have over 800 team members, and I know all their whys. Most of them are little ones running around. I know their names. I know what they want to do. And what was really neat to start seeing our team, where it started out where they wanted to make the car payment, then they wanted to make the mortgage payment, and then they started dreaming again. We had one family that for 7 years had never taken their kids on a family vacation. Right. And we got to see them take all 3 kids to Florida for the first time. And we just have miraculous stories like that. So our why changed very quick when we got into the business. So that's kind of our story. Yeah,
I think that's been an incredible part to the business is being able to give back and help other people. Mm-hmm. There's all walks of life that have joined ACN. Some people just wanted to get their electric free, their gas for free, and their cell phone for free, and they've joined. and done that, and they're happy with that. That's what they want to do. There's other people that said, I hate my job. I want to leave my job, and I want to go and I want to do that. We've had business owners join with us and say, look, it's a no-brainer. I can save money on my bills, my fixed costs, and I can collect a 10% every month commission on the bills that before I was paying to a stranger, and they've jumped in. It looks like I poked you in the face with that. And they jumped in and got started with it on that. So that's been incredible.
That's right. And we have some of our stories. A lot of us know that, or a lot of you know us, that we do the Drill for Life, which is drilling boreholes in Zimbabwe. And that was born with our ACN team. We had an actual team member from Zimbabwe, Simba Maswela. He's my co-founder on the, and he's, he had a personal need in his village when he went back after 10 years. And the whole ACN family rallied around him and not only bought a ticket to go home to see his, his mom that was passing away.
I remember that.
But he came back bringing in even a bigger need. The whole village had been without water for 6 years. They were walking to a dried up creek bed. So what did we do? We all rallied together, and now we have a nonprofit, and we're getting ready to dig, actually, Monday the 26th, right around the corner, our third borehole, which is a well for a whole new village. So it's been pretty amazing.
Right. And we've been able to work together to feed hungry American children. Every time somebody becomes a customer of one of our services, they donate one meal to a hungry American child, and our team here in Columbus has fed tens of thousands of meals
every month.
And it's been incredible ride on that. So
we should do some Q&A.
Go ahead. What do you want to ask me?
Oh boy, does it have to be about ACN?
You can ask me anything you want. Don't ask questions you don't know the answer to. That's what I've learned.
So what's been the most empowering, or the most, what have you enjoyed the most over the past 3 years of ACN?
You think about that question, and what I've enjoyed the most. First thing most people probably think would be the money, right? The extra income coming in, the security, a residual check coming in every month. And for me, it's not that. It was in the beginning. I was in it just for the money. I wanted to make extra money. I remember when we talked, all I wanted to do was be able to have a residual check that came in every month that covered our mortgage payment. I said, think how great it would be is if you were secure enough that every month you had a check that came in, covered your mortgage, $3,800 a month. If we could do that, wouldn't that be great? But the reality of it is, for me, the greatest thing that ACN has done for me is the personal growth I had to go through to become the person it takes to lead an organization like this. Because the reality of it is this: when I first started, no way in hell I was in a position to be able to do it. I didn't have the right lifestyle. I didn't have the right growth personally to be able to lead people, to help them with their financial security, because that's what this is about. This business is about helping others, center that, but helping others create something for them. And Zig Ziglar says it best, right? If you can go out and you can help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. And so for me, it was the growth I had to go to. Painful growth I might have sometimes, in that, listening to things and learning things about yourself that you need to change for the better, but nobody likes thinking about themselves as needing to grow and become somebody different. But that's been the greatest thing. The person I look in the mirror today that I see now is so different than the guy I was 3 years ago. I'm excited to see where I'll be in 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years from now, and what I'll become as I continue to grow in this thing.
I just had to laugh because I want to spin off on that as our little, I'm trying to point, but our teenager came down the steps there. It's not just you. I mean, honestly, one of the things, and this as a parent has been absolutely huge, we're lucky enough that James has been able to travel with us to most of the, the events and stuff like that. When we go to an event, it's a 3-day event, and it is just packed full of personal empowerment, personal growth. He's in an atmosphere where everybody there is helping one another and wanting to support one another and wanting them to go higher in the company and to achieve more and to earn more. And then you have amazing speakers: Donald Trump, John Maxwell, Darren Hardy. I mean, and he listens. He's, he was what, 13 when we started, 14 now, going on 15. and it's pretty amazing for him when, listening to him talk. Most 15-year-olds, the people they look up to are going to be, I don't know, actors, sports players, something like that.
Right.
But James can literally, he has senior vice presidents that he follows in our company, and these are people that are giving back to the community, to the world. They're doing charities.
Right.
That's who he idolizes. That's who he follows on Instagram. That's who he follows on Twitter. And the personal development we've seen out of James, he even tells us sometimes, you know what I mean, when we're having some of the stinking thinking, he'll quote something that we're just like, wow, he really is paying attention.
Right.
And he's ready to rock. He understands the business. It's a pretty simple concept. And when he hits 18, it's just going to be amazing what he can do. He said he wants ACN to pay for him having fun being a paleontologist, or
right.
is it still marine biologist now?
No, it's ACN's to be my paying job, marine biologist to be my.
There you go.
Okay, ACN's going to be his paying job, and marine biologist is going to be his fun job.
So the business, it's a business. It's had its ups and downs. I mean, not going to sit here and sugarcoat and act like everything's been perfect.
No,
I mean, let's say you go back in time right now. If you could go back in time right now and start over again on day one with this business, what would you do if you could do something over again with it?
I think by chance, Jim told you about our background. We've never ever done network marketing.
Right.
We had done real estate 18 years at that point, and we didn't understand network marketing. And somehow we were very blessed, very fortunate to join or be a part of the best of the best. And so without knowing network marketing, I think, and now that I understand it completely, one thing is I really wish in the beginning that I would have put every family member, every friend, everybody in a room and not let them out until they understood it and joined with us, because it's just it's honestly a gift. And that's one thing that I think that I would like to have brought a whole bunch of people with us in our family.
I think if I could do it over again, I think I would like to stress to people more in the beginning that it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's not magic. I think a lot of times people paint a picture.
Hard work.
Yeah, I think people paint a picture that it's going to be easy. And look, it's a real business. You got to work at it. It's not just magic. You can't just buy a franchise and expect $100 bills to rain down out of the sky. You can have that happen, but it comes from work. You've got to put effort in. And I think in the beginning, I wish we could have been more upfront with people about that. Not upfront about it, but just stress it more. Like, look, if you're going to get in and do nothing, please don't join. Because we had people that did that got in and just thought this was going to be magic. Like, you just put money in and you buy a franchise and money just comes. You have to still work at it. And I think a lot of people didn't get that. They figured it was just magic, I guess. So
another Q&A. Let me think. What are some of the highlights that we've had in the last 3 years? I
mean, there's been so many amazing things that have happened. One of the things I think that really sticks out in my mind, it was just recently, was personally getting to meet Donald Trump. And I know, for those of you out there right now who are jumping off the video, my gosh, I can't believe it. Listen, I'll tell you, aside from his political views and things like that, in fact, I don't even think he's a spokesperson anymore for ACN now that he started running for president. But the man we personally met, is completely different than any persona you see on TV. In fact, when we walked in, he talked immediately to James. When we walked in, James went with us, and he said, uses Donald Trump voice, and he says as we walk in, he goes, hey, says to our son, these two with you? Pointing at Stacey and I, and he's like, uh-huh. He goes, let me give you 2 pieces of advice, son. That's my Donald Trump voice, if you're wondering. Don't ever work for anybody other than yourself. And you see these two right here? When they get older, you take good care of them. And James was so impressed with that. He's like, Dad, did you hear what he said? And I'm like, yeah, did you hear what he said? No nursing home for us. And I thought it was incredible. This guy, multi-billionaire, takes his time out to talk to a 14-year-old kid and give him a life lesson, something he would never listen to the old man. No matter what I'd say, he's not going to listen to that because he can't hear it. But from Donald Trump, he did get it. How about the time we had dinner with Jay Leno? We won a sales contest with ACN and got a chance to do that. I mean, experiences like that never would have happened ever in our life. And here we are doing that thing, performance-based. But, we got high rewards for putting in efforts. How about you?
It probably spins off of what you said earlier about it not being about the money. We've been very, very fortunate the past 3 years that ACN has afforded us the ability to do life trips that we never ever would have had. I just got back from 2 weeks going everywhere. I can't even remember where. Bermuda, Bahamas, Caribbean, San Juan, with my grandparents. My 82-year-old grandparents are actually in the business with us. And that it was the money from ACN that allowed us to do it. But that experience is life. I'll never have that chance again.
Right.
You know, my grandfather's, his health is not the best. We've taken James on cruises with them. You know, and that's where they choose to actually spend their ACN money that they're making is family experiences and trips. We've personally, the Grand Canyon, James just said, when we always make a family adventure out of it when we go to one of our events. And, you know, we got to go to the Grand Canyon in Phoenix, San Francisco. We would have never went as a family to San Francisco. We took James sailing in, you know, San Francisco Bay and up and down. We did a 2-week sailing trip up and down the coast of California. We've done just so much stuff.
All around Alcatraz and things like that.
I can't even tell you in 3 years.
How about Sedona? We were in Sedona with them, and just incredible trips. We've taught James, you know, goal setting. When we were working towards breaking one of the records here in Central Ohio for fastest to get to a position, we were working very hard, you know. And one of the things we taught James was, look, when we do this, we're going to take you here. This is what we're going to do. And we ended up taking him to, it wasn't Disney, it was, what was the name
of
it? Orlando. Universal Studios.
Yep.
And so here's what that little brat did every day. I wouldn't see him at night, right, because I was working my ass off to hit this. And the next morning he'd say, how close are we? Every day we were tracking where we were going to go. And so what it taught him as just an adolescent is that you can set goals and you can work for them together and you get rewarded for working and putting things in. So, I mean, we went way longer than we were planning on talking on this thing, but here's
James, you want to add anything?
You want anything, bud? The reality of it is this. This business produces 2 wealth concepts that we were never taught, ever. I have a microbiology degree. I was in the military for 12 years, never taught any of this, and there's 2 things. Number 1, residual income. Residual income. Doing work, not magic, work, real work, hard work, but work, and getting paid again and again and again and again for the work that you did. We have work that we did 3 years ago. We still get paid on today, and we'll be getting paid for the next 30 years, the rest of our life, and we're going to will it to our grandkids. We're going to will it to our kid, maybe, but probably our grandkids. No grandkids yet, you little rat. So residual income. It's just like getting paid royalties, like owning an oil well or mineral rights to something. You get paid again and again and again, month after month after month. And then the other thing we've created is leverage, getting our time back, because money isn't everything. Time is more important than money. And we have created and built an empire that in between time of doing our regular job and all of our charity and all of our stuff with our kid and everything we've done, our family time, we've built an empire where our business is growing now without us. We have teams in St. Louis, in Phoenix, in 2 different cities in Florida now, all over the place that are starting to grow and continue to grow, and the growth is becoming exponential. It's nothing short of amazing. And if you ever have any questions, don't be afraid to talk to us about it. We had never done network marketing before in our life. We were scared when we first looked at it. We didn't know if we'd like it, but just ask us about it. If you're interested in us helping you change your family life and you tell us what your goal is, we'll show you a game plan to accomplish that and decide if it's right for you. We're not going to high pressure you or sell you something.
And my wonderful husband that is always promoting our business. Yeah, I want to wrap up with thanking our team. This was supposed to be a 3-year anniversary thing. The need to talk about this gift is very strong. Like, we've seen what it does. We've seen the lives that change. So it comes out in all of our conversations. But I want to wrap up by saying thank you. It's been 3 amazing years. Thank you to our team, our mentor, especially Senior Vice President Leanne Gabriel and Orrin Solomon. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland. We would not be who we are today without them in this business. Yeah. And it's just been an amazing ride. The 3 years went like that.
I'm excited for the next 3 to see where we're going to be. It's going to be unbelievable. So thank you very much. And if this didn't put you to sleep, give us a call. We'll help sleep you. So thanks.